same thing. We had just started with the chapter, and we had seen certain experiments which were proving that DNA was the genetic material, right? But still, there were people who were not 100% sure about uh, to accept that DNA is the genetic material. So then there were many more experiments that were carried out, but the unequivocal proof that was given that DNA is the genetic material was by the experiments conducted by Hershey and Chase. So we were about to talk about Hershey and Chase and the experiment that they carried out using viruses, correct? So up till that, if anyone has got any difficulty or not followed anything, please do let me know. So it was a year that we had stopped in the last class. Correct me, beta, if I'm wrong. ये वाला सिर्फ देखा था हमने, ये वाला slide, and I told you all that how the experiment will be carried out. We'll be talking about in the next class is what I had told. Correct? So I'll give you a recap about what we did. Yeah. So we saw the chemical composition, DNA, RNA, histone, non-histones. Then we saw the structures of pyrimidine and the purines, pentose sugar, phosphoric acid, how the nucleotide is formed and what is the difference between nucleotide and nucleoside. Then we saw the types of the nucleosides and nucleotides with their specific names that I told you that you will have to remember them. Then the search for genetic material had begun, and initially it was going to be Griffith who started, working on the principles of Mendel and Morgan. So he tried to find out something using Pneumococcus pneumoniae, the Diplococcus pneumoniae, Streptococcus pneumoniae. As I said, any name can be used, and we tried to understand what is transforming principle all about. So he injected two different strains of Diplococcus pneumoniae into mice, and he studied the effect of that strain on the mice health. And he found out that there are two strains, R strain and the S strain. So R strain was non-virulent, means it was not causing any damage or any health issues with the mice. They could survive. Living cells, S living cells जब डाल दिए थे, then the mice couldn't survive, so they all died. Then he heat killed the S strain, and then he injected the heat killed S strain into the mice, and all the mice survived. And then he mixed the R living strain with the S dead strain, and he injected in the mice. And to his surprise, the mice were killed. So he said that there is something that is transforming the R living cells into S cells. He couldn't give the answer what is that something. Of course, we know it is nothing but the DNA fragments that were picked up and incorporated by the R strains into their DNA. And therefore, they got the capacity to make the uh, glycocalyx capsule around them and cause infection in the mice, and therefore they were dead. But he couldn't give the right answer that what exactly is this transforming principle. Then the three people who came were McCarthy, McLeod, you remember their names, and Avery. So Avery, McCarthy, and McLeod, they three used similar techniques to prove what is the transforming substance. And see, Avery, McLeod, McCarthy, and same thing they did, but they did in a test tube by keeping individual biochemicals and removing one biochemical, like एक में से कार्बोहाइड्रेट निकाल दिया, एक में से प्रोटीन निकाल दिया, एक में से आरएनए निकाल दिया, एक में से डीएनए निकाल दिया. तो जिसमें से डीएनए निकाल दिया था, only those mice could survive because there was no DNA present of the S strain to get incorporated into the R strain and infect the mice, right? So this was your uh, experiment done by Avery, McLeod, and McCarthy. But there were still many scientists who found, were not very much convinced with whatever they had said. They said that How do you know it is only these three, four things that would be present? It could be something else which was the transforming principle. So then now there came the next group of scientists who gave an unequivocal proof. That is 100% proof. That was done by Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. So Hershey and Chase experiment has given 100% proof that DNA is the genetic material. So what is the experiment that they have done and how they have proved to the world that DNA is the genetic material is something that we have to go ahead with. Okay. Anyone who has any difficulty, any doubt in understanding whatever has been explained in the last class and whatever recap I have given about the last class, किसी को कोई doubts हो, so please feel free to ask me. Come on, quickly. Otherwise, I'll assume that you all have understood and then I'll start my regular flow. So anyone बेटा, anyone किसी को भी अगर कुछ भी नहीं समझा हो तो S train is a smooth strain. That means, see, actually what happens, I'll tell you very precisely. Then probably will come to know. What happens is, the R strain does not have a glycocalyx. है ना? Glycocalyx is made up of what? It is made up of polysaccharides. Polysaccharides का मतलब क्या है बेटा? Sugars. Correct है? समझ में आ रही है बात? अब जो R strain होता है ना, the R strain does not have a polysaccharide का layer. It does not have a sugar का layer over it. Correct? But the S strain has got it. Now, when the R strain will enter the body, it could be even our body. Human beings also get pneumonia. You know this, na? So suppose R strain enters our body, because it does not have the capsule over it, its proteins will get exposed to our immune system, correct? Right? It's protein, cell wall, remember? Peptidoglycan. So that will get exposed to our immunity. Immediately, what will the body do? The body will recognize कि अरे ये जो है ये फॉरेनर है, क्योंकि हमारे सेल में कहीं पर भी पेप्टिडोग्लाइकैन नहीं होता है. Do we have peptidoglycan in our cells? Definitely not. So whenever our body encounters something foreign, whenever the system encounters anything which is not a part of our system, immediately there will be an immunity response that will be mounted on it. Correct? तो जैसे ही आर स्ट्रेन हमारे बॉडी में आ गए या फिर उस माउस के बॉडी में चले गए, द इम्यून सिस्टम ऑफ द माइस कुड डिटेक्ट इट कि अरे ये तो पेप्टिडोग्लाइकैन है, इट इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर सिस्टम, सो इसको किल कर, right? Remove them. So the R strain, in spite of getting injected into the body of the mice, could be recognized by the immune system of the mice and गोली चलाकर उसको मार दिया. S strain का क्या हुआ बेटा? S strain जो है, it came with a covering of sugars. It came up with the covering of the capsule. Correct? Now this sugars, these capsule का material is very much similar to the components of our cell. हमारे सेल में भी शुगर्स होते हैं, शुगर के स्पाइक्स होते हैं, बहुत सिमिलर होता है. अब क्या हो गया? द इम्यून सिस्टम कुड नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज कि ये कैप्सूल के अंदर विलन है. समझ में आ रही है बात? समझ में आ गई? तो एस स्ट्रेन हैज worn a coating of the polysaccharides which was not considered as foreign by the immune system of the mice. ठीक है? अब ये जो कोटिंग है, ये जो कैप्सूल है, ये बनाने के लिए there should be a gene in our body, right? So only then only the capsule can be made. So in the S strain, they had a gene which was causing the formation of the capsule. And because of this capsule formation, the immune system of the mice could not recognize the S strain to be a foreigner, S strain to be an invader. and it accepted the S strain as its own part because of the coating. तो कैसे है ना कि कहते हैं ना कि if you know the thief is going to wear the uniform of police, who will recognize that thief? Something like that way. So that particular यूनिफॉर्म जो उसने डाला, वो जो कोट उसने डाला, किसने? एस ट्रेन ने। उसको ये एस ट्रेन बनाने की कैपेसिटी किसने दी? तो अ पर्टिकुलर जीन ने दे दी। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड व्हेन दैट पर्टिकुलर एस ट्रेन वाज किल्ड, okay, what happened? The DNA got disrupted, the DNA went into pieces, it got cut into pieces because of boiling, but that DNA pieces had that gene which was capable of causing infection. Correct? Infection in the sense capable of causing that coat, and therefore it could escape the immune system of the mice. Now, this particular piece of bean was incorporated, used by whom? The living R strain. तो living R strain में S strain के ये जो टुकड़े 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 डीएनए के हो गए हैं ना, वो टुकड़ों को उठाया और हमारे अपने आप के डीएनए मतलब आर स्ट्रेन के डीएनए में वो मर्ज करा लिया. Now what happened? Because it got incorporated into the DNA of the R strain, in the next round of replication of the bacteria, they had a gene to make the coating. So the next generation of bacteria which were made, which replicated, all of them got a coating. As they got the coating and they were injected into the mice, what happened? The same effect. So he said, Griffith said that the R strain got transformed into S strain. So there is some transforming substance, there is some transforming principle which we need to find out. Did you all understand this now? That how exactly the things were progressing ahead? Got it? So why did it pick up that DNA piece is still a question mark. है कि नहीं दिमाग में कि भाई अपना खुद का डीएनए है, फिर भी उसने दूसरा वो डीएनए क्यों उठाया? तो वो जो क्वेश्चन मार्क है वो बहुत सिंपल है बेटा. नेक्स्ट राउंड ऑफ रेप्लिकेशन में जाने के लिए, नेक्स्ट प्रोजेनी बनाने के लिए, इट रिक्वायर्स डबल द अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए. सो जहां से जो भी रिसोर्स अवेलेबल है ना डीएनए का, दैट विल बी पिक्ड अप, and therefore the S strain pieces of DNA were picked up by the R strain of the living type. Is it okay now? Understood S strain and R strain perfectly? Anyone having any difficulty in understanding this? Come on, answer my question, bacha. Can I move ahead? I'll move ahead. Okay. Right. So the unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material came from the experiments of Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase in the year 1952. They worked with virus that infected bacteria, which is called as bacteriophages. The bacteriophage attaches to the bacteria and its genetic material then enters the bacterial cell. The bacterial cell treats the viral genetic material as its own and subsequently manufactures more virus particles. So that I was telling you that the virus is going to actually, take the hostage, उसको अपने डीएनए को hostage बनाएगा और बोलेगा जो मैं बताता हूँ वही करने का, बाकी कुछ नहीं करने का. So what do they do? What does the virus do? They force the cell machinery to work for them. That means they force the DNA, they force the entire cell to manufacture components of the virus rather than manufacturing components of the cell. हाँ एग्जैक्टली वेरी करेक्ट कोमल. हाईजैक कर लेता है पूरा सिस्टम ही हाईजैक कर लेता है वायरस जो होता है वो. ठीक है. सो इसने क्या किया? ये क्या करता है? ये बैक्टीरियल डीएनए को हाईजैक कर लेता है कि भाई जो मैं बोलता हूँ वही करने का. Hershey and Chase worked to discover whether it was protein or DNA from the virus that entered the bacteria. Now, this particular phenomenon of viruses, though they are very, what we say, नोटोरियस बोलो या फिर बहुत ही डेंजरस बोलो, है ना, जो भी आप बोलो, तो फिर भी ना ये पर्टिकुलर वायरस को ये दोनों ने ना बहुत स्मार्टली यूज किया है टू प्रूव दैट डीएनए इज द जेनेटिक मटेरियल. हाउ? लेट अस सी. Yes, Prachi, you're right, my dear, you're right. See, T2 bacteriophage is a virus that infects bacterium E. coli and multiplies inside it. Now, what do you mean by the word bacteriophage? The virus that can attack bacteria are called as bacteriophages. Okay? So, E. coli is a bacterium we have done in biological classification. It's a rod, right? So, it's a bacterium, it's a bacillus type of a thing. Lactobacilli अपना कोकोबैसिलाई जैसा होता है. So it's going to be, E. coli कहते हैं उसको. It multiplies. उसके अंदर कौन मल्टीप्लाई करता है? T2 phage. So you know what T stands for? Tail fibers. 2 tail fibers है तो T2. 4 tail fibers है वायरस के तो T4. 6 tail fibers है वायरस के तो T6. Like that way ये T series होता है. म्यूजिक वाला टी सीरीज की बात नहीं हो रही है. द नंबर ऑफ टेल्स दैट विल बी प्रेजेंट in a particular virus is going to be called as your T series. They only infect bacteria. T series will only infect bacteria. All T series are going to be your bacteriophages. Okay. So T2 नाम का जो बैक्टीरियोफाज है, मतलब T2 नाम का जो वायरस है, it infects the bacterium जिसका नाम है E. coli and multiplies inside it. Okay. Now T2 phage is made up of DNA and protein code. So we know that viruses are made up of only two things, protein code and either a DNA or an RNA. We have seen in biological classification, right? So T2 phage is made up of DNA and protein code. Thus, it is the most suitable material to determine whether DNA or the protein contains information for the production of new virus particles. तो अंदर कौन जाता है? बैक्टीरिया के सेल के अंदर कौन जा रहा है? डीएनए जा रहा है या प्रोटीन जा रहा है? It would be very easy to understand the phenomena. So they have used what? T2 phage. Okay. Hershey and Chase demonstrated that only DNA of the phage enters the bacterial cell and therefore contains necessary genetic information for the assembly of new phage particles. So they proved that ये virus है, virus is made up of protein and अंदर इसके अंदर कौन है? तो इसके अंदर है डीएनए. तो एंटर कौन कर रहा है E. coli के अंदर? सो they both have proved that only डीएनए एंटर करता है एंड डीएनए डायरेक्ट करता है, जो मैं बता रहा हूँ वो करना है. So DNA is the genetic material and not the protein is what they have proved. How? We will see in steps. So see, the functions of DNA and proteins could be found out by labeling them with radioactive tracers. So they have labeled DNA also with radioactivity and proteins also with radioactivity. Now, how could they do that? Just see. DNA contains phosphorus but not sulfur. We know DNA contains what? Nitrogen base, pentose sugar, and phosphate. So it contains phosphorus. There is no question of having sulfur in it. Correct? Therefore, the phage DNA means the virus ka DNA was labeled with P32 by growing bacteria infected with phages in culture medium containing 32PO4. तो उन्होंने क्या किया? Understand this step, very important, very crucial. What they have done is they have labeled the DNA of the virus with radioactive P32. Okay, or heavy isotope of phosphorus we can say. What is the normal one? नॉर्मल फॉस्फोरस का ये क्या है बेटा? जो यहाँ पर 32 है वो नॉर्मली क्या होना चाहिए? कैन एनीवन टेल मी? केमिस्ट्री कम ऑन. पी क्या होता है नॉर्मल? दिस इज हेवी आइसोटोप. नॉर्मल आइसोटोप का नंबर क्या है फॉस्फोरस का? Very good. Yes, Devang, Preksha, you all are right. Come on, others. You both have given the correct answer, beta. Others, come on, please try. Chemistry. No, it's not. No, it's not 23. Ah, Komal, correct. कोई 23 बोल रहा है, कोई 28 बोल रहा है. नहीं. come on, beta. Others, batao. You all are, so many of you all are there in the class. Come on. This is a part of chemistry now. ये heavy isotope है P32, phosphorus 32. I'm asking you the normal one, which is not heavy. And only 3 students has given me the right answer. Devang, Preksha, and Komal. Anyway, this is a homework for you all, okay? Fine. फिलहाल मैं बता रही हूँ P32 is heavy. Okay. So what they have done, I understand. Forget about that. What is the normal one? Right now, focus on P32. Very important. P32. तो ये P32 को उन्होंने कैसे डाला? ऐसा थोड़ी है वायरस को पकड़ा P32, कम ऑन, दूसरा वायरस आया P32, वो अपना वैक्सीन देने जैसा थोड़ी है, एक एक को पकड़ पकड़ के वैक्सीन देते जाओ. Is it like that way? It's not like that way. Viruses are ultra microscopic. You cannot see them with naked eyes. How are you going to catch hold of them and insert that P32 in them? It's not possible, beta. Right? So what they have done is, see how they have done. They have mentioned that also. The phage DNA was labeled with P32 by growing bacteria infected with phages in culture medium containing PO432. अभी इसका मतलब समझो. Understand how I am telling you. They have taken one petri dish in which nutrient agar is added along with whatever is required for the growth of E. coli. ठीक है, ठीक है. अब ये जो उन्होंने E. coli ग्रो कराना था उनको, तो E. coli को रिप्लिकेट कराने के लिए, E. coli को क्या कहते हैं, आगे प्रोजेनी बनाने के लिए, they require what? They require nucleotides. So nucleotides is going to have what? P. So in the nutrient medium, they had added heavy isotope of PO4. समझा? तो PO4 सबसे पहले किसके अंदर डाला? किसके अंदर डाला? PO432 किसके अंदर डाला बेटा? उस न्यूट्रिएंट मीडियम में डाला in which the E. coli would have grown. Fine. इधर तक बात समझ में आ गई? Because these wordings are there in your NCRT, these wordings are there in your GTP, but you will never understand what you are reading. ये sentence पढ़ने के बाद कुछ समझ में आ रहा है क्या? It will only create all the more confusion. So please pay attention to whatever I'm saying. They have taken nutrient medium in a petri dish. That nutrient medium is supplemented with heavy isotope of phosphorus, that is PO432. Now this heavy isotope is present in the nutrient medium. Now in this nutrient medium, they are going to allow the E. coli to grow. They are going to allow whom? The E. coli to grow. Right? Now this E. coli which is going to grow, that is the bacteria which is going to grow, it will pick up the resource whatever is available for it. जो resource उसके आजू बाजू में available है, it is only capable of absorbing that for its multiplication now. So what resource is available for phosphorus? What resource is available in the medium for phosphorus? Definitely P32 is available. So what will they do? They don't have an option. They have to take up the P32 resource for making its DNA. Did you all understand? So now the P32 which was in the nutrient medium has entered into the E. coli cells. It has entered into the E. coli cells. Got it? So what has happened now? The DNA of the E. coli is having that P32 incorporated in its DNA. Now this E. coli will be infected. अभी E. coli की growth हो चुकी है. अब ये E. coli will be infected with T2 phage. Did you all understand? Did you all understand what has happened now? So now T2 phage has entered this E. coli. Now what has the T2 phages done? The T2 phages ने बंदूक रख के क्या बोला? Make virus particles, make my copies, make my copies, make my copies. So now the E. coli is functioning for making virus particles, that is to make more virus. तो हर एक बैक्टीरिया के सेल में इमेजिन कर लो एक 100 वायरस पार्टिकल्स बनाए उसने, फॉर एग्जांपल बता रही हूँ. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है बात? अब जो वायरस पार्टिकल्स बनाए, जो वायरस पार्टिकल्स मैन्युफैक्चर किए हैं ई कोलाई ने, उसके पास जो डीएनए है वही यूज करके वो वायरस पार्टिकल्स बनाएगा कि नहीं? whatever is available with it, only that can be used or not. So what did it have? It had P32. So now all the virus particles will get what? P32. So this P32 once was in the medium. It was picked up by the growing E. coli. It was incorporated into the DNA of the E. coli. Then virus came inside. The virus, है ना, बंदूक रख के क्या किया? मेरे कॉपीज बनाओ करके बोला. So now the E. coli is making the more number of viruses to be formed in its cell, and now whatever P32 it has got will now get incorporated into the viral genome also, and ultimately the viruses will become P32. Did you all understand this? One sentence में पूरी कहानी है बच्चा. बट अगर ये सेंटेंस नहीं समझाना तो आगे कुछ नहीं समझेगा इस एक्सपेरिमेंट का. So have you all followed this very precisely? See, such a big kahani, they have put it in one sentence. Now read this. Phage DNA was labeled with P32 by growing bacteria infected with phages in culture medium containing 32PO4. Now you understood this, now my dears. This is very crucial. This is something which needs explanation, and I'm sure you will not get this. E. coli was first injected to no one. E. coli was not injected to anyone. E. coli was allowed to grow on the petri dish. जिसमें वो न्यूट्रिएंट मीडियम था ना, उसमें ई कोलाई को ग्रो करने दिया, नॉर्मल ई कोलाई को ग्रो करने दिया, और फिर नॉर्मल ई कोलाई की ग्रोथ होने के बाद ई कोलाई को अटैक करवाया. किससे अटैक करवाया? वायरस से अटैक करवाया. ठीक है? हाँ, yes, exactly. So this is how actually, see, virus cannot be grown directly on the medium ना, they require what? Living cell. So living cell में ही वो grow करेंगे. तो living cell को पहले हमें grow कराना पड़ेगा. Correct? हाँ. So E. coli works as the host cell for virus. Yes, my dear. बिल्कुल सही. Because this is bacteriophage. So the bacteria will act as the host for this virus. बिल्कुल correct, Prachi. Very good. Very good. Got it now? This one sentence all of you all have understood. Can I go ahead? Well, so see. Similarly, protein of the phage contains sulfur but no phosphorus. Now the protein gets will be having sulfur as its component, but protein will never have phosphorus as its component. Okay, so what happens? See, thus the phage protein coat was labeled with S35, which is again the heavy isotope of sulfur, by growing bacteria infected with phages in another culture medium containing 35SO4. तो 2 पेट्री डिश उन्होंने यूज किए बेटा. एक पेट्री डिश में P32 डाला, दूसरे पेट्री डिश में S35 डाला, तो जैसे यहाँ पर बैक्टीरिया ग्रो कराए और वायरस ग्रो कराए, वैसे ही यहाँ पर भी बैक्टीरिया ग्रो कराए और वायरस ग्रो कराए। ठीक है, समझा? सेम वे, सेम वे, पहले इकोलाई को ग्रो करने दिया, फिर वायरस को इंजेक्ट किया इन्फेक्ट कराने के लिए इकोलाई को, and then more virus particles were produced by the host cells, that is the E. coli cells. And now we had two types of viruses. One group of viruses having P32, another group of viruses having S35. P32 is going to be what? A part of your nucleotide, which is a part of your DNA. Okay? Replicated only. What is it? What exactly is replicated? Only P32. See, when the DNA will replicate in S phase of cell cycle, you have already studied the S phase, G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, right? So in S cycle, what happens, beta? What happens during the S phase? The DNA doubles, na? The DNA replicates, right? And the end of mitosis, two daughter cells will be formed. Correct? So in S phase, what is happening? Replication of DNA, that is doubling of DNA. Now to double the DNA, what should be available? Raw material shall be available now. If there is no raw material available, how will the second DNA be formed? So to make the second or the replica of this DNA, it requires raw material. So what raw material is available will be used up by the bacteria. So the raw material was what? P32 in this case, and here it was normal P. Here it was normal P, it was not P32. Here it was normal S, here it was S35. So ऐसे दो अलग अलग मीडियम बना के अलग अलग वायरसेस हमने मतलब वायरस तो सेम ही है, T2 है, लेकिन अलग अलग कॉम्पोनेंट्स हमने मैन्युफैक्चर किए, हमने मतलब हर्ष एंड चेज। ओके, of course E. coli has its own DNA, of course it's a bacteria, my dear. Every bacteria has got its own DNA. Okay, but when that E. coli will become 1K दो cell, it requires raw material for making new DNA for the next copy or not, है ना? तो इसीलिए वो जो मिलता है रॉ मटेरियल वो लोग यूज करते हैं फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग न्यू डीएनए। यू विल कम टू नो अबाउट आर सेल्स ऑल्सो। आगे हमें देखना है कि हाउ आर सेल्स आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू एक्चुअली अंडरगो एस फेज। इन द लास्ट ईयर वी आर ओनली सीन दैट एस फेज में डबलिंग ऑफ डीएनए होता है, बट नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट एग्जैक्टली ये डबलिंग कैसे होता है, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल। हाँ, for the next copy, my dear, we have to add P32 for the next generation. They can't use directly, they will have to ask the E. coli to make for themselves. They cannot use it directly. Okay, when I'll show you the diagram now, you will come to know still further more better. Fine. So both types of labeled phages were allowed to infect normally cultured bacteria, that is E. coli, in separate experiments. So let us see how they have conducted. See, this is what the diagram is all about. This is an E. coli cell. Okay. This E. coli cell has its own DNA. This E. coli cell has its own DNA. Okay. Now this is the sulfur labeled protein capsule. सल्फर लेबल्ड का मतलब क्या है? हैवी S35। ये देखो, ये जो रेड कलर का कोड दिखाई दे रहा है आपको, दैट इज द सल्फर लेबल्ड डीएनए viral code. So what has happened? See, after infecting, they have let inside what? They have let inside the DNA alone. So this is the DNA of E. coli. This is the DNA of virus. Okay. Now ये जो बाहर रह गया वो कौन रह गया बेटा? Who is in the medium, not inside the E. coli? Only the protein coat, not the virus. Virus का DNA इसके अंदर है, करेक्ट? इधर कौन है? इधर सिर्फ घोस्ट है। इट इज कॉल्ड एज घोस्ट। ओके, डरा नहीं रही हूँ, सच बता रही हूँ। Only the protein coats which are going to be present on the bacterial cell will be called as ghost. So ghost will remain outside. So protein coat without DNA is going to be called as a ghost. So in the medium now ghosts are going to be available. Now after centrifugation, no sulfur in the cell. How will the sulfur come inside the E. coli cell? Sulfur is outside the cell, correct? Sulfur is outside the cell because sulfur is a part of what? Protein, right? And protein is a part of what? The coat of the virus. So here inside the cell, when they checked if there is any sulfur, they did not find any sulfur inside the cell. Rather, the sulfur was found in the supernatant. Supernatant means in the liquid portion. Okay, cells are heavier. So when you centrifuge this particular cells now, the cells will go to the bottom and form a pellet. While the supernatant, right, the supernatant will be the liquid portion which will be floating. That is light. Now these protein coats are lighter in weight. So they will float in the supernatant. Got it? So in this case, there was no radioactivity found inside the cell. What does that prove? That protein cannot be the genetic material. If protein was the genetic material, the radioactivity should have been found inside the cell in the bottom area of the centrifuge tube. But they found radioactivity in the supernatant. So they analyzed the supernatant. Supernatant में उनको क्या मिला? ये ghost मिले सिर्फ. मतलब क्या? Protein coats मिले. तो इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? That the sulfur is incorporated into the protein which is not entering the bacterial cell. Therefore, protein cannot be the genetic material. On the other hand, look at this. Phosphorus labeled DNA which is green in color. Okay, so this is the bacterial cell. This particular green colored or radioactively labeled phosphorus has entered the cell, right? This is called as infection. This is called as blending. Blending means E. coli DNA is now going to perform the activities of viral DNA, that is more virus particles will be synthesized. And when this bacterial cell was centrifuged, they found phosphorus in the cell. That means who has entered inside the cell? It's the phosphorus. So phosphorus अगर enter हुआ है, so DNA should be the genetic material and not the protein. So this is Hershey and Chase experiment, which clearly indicates that DNA is the genetic material and not the proteins. Have you all understood this now very clearly? Anyone who has any doubts in this? देखो एक बार. Infection, blending and centrifugation are the 3 steps of this particular stage. It's very interesting ना कैसे उन्होंने find out किया, right? Now this experiment alone comes for 5 marks to be written in your board exams. So you have to be very precisely knowing in and out of this entire experiment. Clear है? आगे जाऊं? Okay. The bacterial cells were agitated in a blender and radioactivity was observed. The bacterial cells showed the presence of radioactive DNA labeled with P32, while radioactive protein labeled with S35 appeared on the outside of the bacterial cells, that is in the medium. Labeled DNA was also found in the next generation of the batch. This clearly showed that only DNA enters the bacterial host and not the protein. DNA therefore is the infective part of the virus and also carries all the genetic information. This provides an unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material. Simple. Everything was there in that one sentence only, that how the viruses were labeled. Radioactivity उनमें कैसे कराई गई थी, that was the most important part of this particular entire discussion. Anyone who has not understood, anyone who wants me to repeat, anyone who have got any minute simple doubts also, do not hesitate to ask. Please put forward in the chat box right now. Come on, quickly. Even if it is a very silly question, even if you feel what will I feel, I'll not feel anything, please tell me. हाँ, tell me ना, that is what I'm saying. Tell me, what is your doubt? You tell me. You want a entire recap? Yeah, exactly. I want this, but you all are very silent. I know ये एक बार पढ़ने पर किसी को नहीं समझा है. ये जो है ना बेटा, ये एक्सपेरिमेंट है ना, ये डोंट वरी, आई एम वंडरिंग. I know, it's okay, it's absolutely fine. You are not the only one. ये कितनी भी बार मैं पढ़ाती हूँ ना, तो कभी भी फर्स्ट टाइम में किसी के पल्ले नहीं पड़ता है. Okay, so I was just wondering that why am I not getting any comments कि भाई वापस पढ़ाओ करके. हाँ, I'm very sure you're not the only one who have said कि repeat करके. There are all of you all who want me to repeat, but सबको लग रहा है मैं क्यों पूछूं, है ना? Listen to this, my dears. It's very important. That's why I'm repeating it one more time. And this is my last chapter to be completed with your syllabus. So I'm not at all in a hurry. Okay. So unless and until all of you are not going to be 100% sure with whatever is being taught to you, मैं आगे नहीं जाऊंगी बेटा. कोई टेंशन ना लो, कितनी भी बार बोलोगे ना तो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगी, क्योंकि ये सारी चीजें ही आपके एग्जामिनेशन में आने वाली है. नो रे नो, ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट वे कि तुम लोग अटेंशन नहीं दोगे. बेटा ये टॉपिक ही ऐसा है ना जिसके लिए है ना आपको बार बार है ना वो रिकैप्स देने होते हैं. ओके, इट्स ओके दैट्स. अरे व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट लाइक यू ना, मुझे 2 बार समझाने के बाद भी मैं टेंशन में आती थी. तीसरी बार मैं पूछूं कि नहीं पूछूं कि यार अभी भी मुझे बराबर से ठीक से समझा नहीं है. इट्स ओके. हाँ, इट्स नथिंग लाइक कि व्हाट आई विल फील एंड ऑल. आई नो ये टॉपिक ही ऐसा है. ठीक है, डोंट वरी, पे अटेंशन टू वन मोर टाइम. आई एम रिपीटिंग द एंटायर थिंग. फॉरगेट अबाउट देयर लैंग्वेज, forget about their content. Just focus on my words. Okay. See, firstly now I'll tell you that uh, how is this. uh, ये तो है, ये तो हमने content wise पढ़ लिया. But you know, like virus ना actually has got 2 types of life cycles. ये थोड़ा सा मैं extra content बता रही हूँ, so that you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay. ये जो वायरस होता है ना, वायरस के 2 लाइफ साइकिल होते हैं. One life cycle is called as lytic cycle and other life cycle is called as lysogenic cycle. Lytic, lysogenic. अब lytic में और lysogenic में क्या फर्क होता है वो बता दी. सो जो lytic cycle होता है उसमें कुछ ऐसे होता है. I'll show you. See, once you understand what is lytic and what is lysogenic now, then you will understand this thing all the more better. Okay. So let me talk about it. अब ये जो है ना, ये है अपना इकोलाई का सेल. ओके, दिस इज द इकोलाई का सेल. ओके, आई विल फर्स्ट ड्रॉ द इकोलाई 2 3 because I want to show you something. Okay, I will do it in the center so it will be better. So this is going to be the equali cell, normal equali cell. ठीक है. ओके, अब है ना equali cell will get infected with the. Let me first draw this. कंप्लीट ड्राइंग मेरा होने दो, बाद में तुम लोग चाहिए तो कॉपी कर लो या मेरे साथ करना है तो भी चलेगा. आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम विद दैट. वो है ना, बार बार शेप को मुझे चेंज करते बैठने को कंटाला आता है, इसलिए एक बार मैं रेक्टेंगल यूज किया है तो मैं अभी पूरा रेक्टेंगल ही तुम्हें बताऊंगी क्या होता है. मैंने कहा ये क्या मिस बॉक्सेस बना रही है, क्या करना चाहती है, क्या बोलना चाहती है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है ना। टाइम पास नहीं है बेटा, ये समझेगा ना तो ये एक्सपेरिमेंट क्या चल रहा है ना, इट विल बी वेरी क्लियर टू यू इजीली। तो 3 4 5 6 7 8 ओके, इतने ही करा रही हूँ। नाउ let me take another shape. Okay, well, so let us take the shape now. So this is what be the DNA of our E. coli, right? This is the DNA of our E. coli, which is going to be your normal double-stranded incipient nucleus, genophore, bacterial chromosome जो भी है, बराबर है। तो ये देखो बेटा, ये है अपना E. coli का DNA। अब ये जो नॉर्मल इकोलाई है, इट गॉट इन्फेक्टेड with something called as a bacteriophage. It got infected with something called as a bacteriophage. Okay, so I'm just trying to draw the bacteriophage. So ये अपना bacteriophage है, जिसने है ना इसको, ये T2 है ना, इसलिए मैं 2 टेल फाइबर्स बना रही हूँ। ओके, तो इसमें से DNA जो है ना, ये इधर आ गया, ये वायरस का DNA इधर आ गया। गॉट इट? गॉट इट? नाउ ये साइड जो मैं ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ ना, दिस इज द लिटिक साइकिल, और ये साइड जो मैं ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ, दिस इज द लाइसोजेनिक साइकिल। सो देयर आर 2 cycles that we have to understand. First, we'll be talking about the lytic cycle, and then I'll be talking about the lysogenic cycle. So what is the difference? You only will tell me. You only will tell me. अब यहाँ पर क्या होता है ना बेटा, यहाँ पर जो बैक्टीरियल क्रोमोसोम है, this bacterial chromosome is intact. It is intact. इसको कुछ हुआ नहीं है। और ये जो वायरस का पार्टिकल है ना, उसने क्या किया पता है? ये वायरस के पार्टिकल्स ने इसको क्या किया, बंदूक रख के बोला मैन्युफैक्चर थिंग्स फॉर मी, मैन्युफैक्चर थिंग्स फॉर मी करके परेशान कर दिया है। सो ये जो इकोलाई है, इकोलाई के डीएनए में कोई चेंज नहीं हुआ। देखो बेटा, इकोलाई का डीएनए जैसा है वैसा ही है। Now what will happen? Now this particular bacteria is going to dance according to the will and wish of the chromosome of the virus. तो अभी वायरस ने क्या किया उसको? It told to make what? नया पार्टिकल बनाओ। तो उन्होंने ना सबसे पहले ये बनाने के लिए बोला, हेड बनाने के लिए बोला, कैप्सूल बनाने के लिए बोला। तो ये देखो, ये इस तरीके से कैप्सूल्स बनाता गया। Can you see how it is making capsules for the virus? Right? So this is the capsules that are made for the virus. By whom? By the E. coli. Okay? So ऐसे बहुत सारे उसने कैप्सूल्स बनाए, मैंने दिखाने के लिए 4 ही बनाए हैं। फिर क्या किया? उसको बोला make tail for me. So see, it is making tails. Can you see? तो tails अलग से बनाए, है ना? तो क्या मैन्युफैक्चर क्या हो रहा है इसके अंदर, क्या मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहा है? इकोलाई का कुछ पार्ट मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहा है कि वायरस का पार्ट मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहा है बेटा? व्हाट इज गेटिंग मैन्युफैक्चर्ड? अलग अलग पीस किसका मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहा है? वायरस का हो रहा है ना, एग्जैक्टली उसके बाद इसका डीएनए बनाने के लिए बोला। सो अभी ये डीएनए भी बना रहा है इसके लिए। देखो, इट इज मेकिंग डीएनए आल्सो ऑफ द वायरस, यू कैन सी, राइट? तो ये देखो, डीएनए ऑफ द वायरस भी बनाया इसने। सो ऐसे कर करके क्या हो रहा है ना बेटा, कॉलर बनेगा, डीएनए बनेगा, टेल पीस बनेगा, कैप्सूल बनेगा। सो नाउ दिस ई कोलाई सेल के अंदर व्हाट इज इट? स्पेयर पार्ट्स ऑफ न्यू बैक्टीरिया, राइट और रॉन्ग? स्पेयर पार्ट्स ऑफ न्यू वायरस, करेक्ट? नाउ दिस इज कॉल्ड एज this is called as making new segments or components of the virus. और अभी यहाँ पर this is going to be called as the assembly of the virus. assembly करता है, मतलब क्या करता है, ये जो है ना ये एक्चुअल में वायरस पार्टिकल्स बनाता है. ये देखो समथिंग लाइक दिस वे इट विल मेक. अभी सबका असेंबली व्हाटएवर पार्टिकल्स दे हैव मेड ना, इट विल गेट असेंबल्ड. तो ये जो है नया वायरस पार्टिकल्स बना. कैन यू सी how I'm making it? I know it's very difficult to make with this particular pen, but still, ये देखो, this is the capsule, this is the DNA, and these are the tails. Can you see? So now this entire E. coli cell will be loaded with the virus particles. It will be loaded with the virus particles. Agreed? And end में क्या होता है ना बेटा? End में ये जो virus particles है, ये E. coli के सेल को डिस्टॉर्ट कर देता है, एंड ये जो सारे वायरसेस है ना, they all will now come out. They all will now come out. Where will they come out? They will come out into the medium. They will come out into the medium. Correct? ये देखो. And they will infect new bacterial cell. तो मीडियम में और भी E. coli है कि नहीं? तो इस E. coli को ये अभी इन्फेक्ट करेंगे. ये देखो. Correct? So this is going to be the new virus particles which were formed over here. So in this way, this entire E. coli cell will burst open. अब जैसे E. coli cell burst हो गया, उसका DNA भी burst हो गया, उसका साइटोप्लाज्म भी बाहर निकल गया, उसके साथ सारे वायरस पार्टिकल्स भी बाहर निकल गए, and these virus particles will go and attack a new normal bacterial cell. Did you all understand? So this is called as lytic cycle. ये cycle को हम क्या कहते हैं? This cycle is called as lytic. जहाँ पर cell lysis होता है. Therefore, this is called as lytic cycle. Okay? So lytic cycle understood how it is. है कोई difficulty बेटा? So every one of you will understood what is lytic cycle. Now you will understand what Hershey and Chase were doing. Now Hershey and Chase have grown this E. coli cell inside a medium containing radioactive phosphorus. Correct? So this E. coli, when it will make 2 copies, तो 2 बार उसको मतलब एक DNA को उसको डबल कराना है ना, तो वो डबल कराने के लिए उसको रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? चाहिए कि नहीं? जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल आपके घर पे आज पाव भाजी बनी है फॉर एग्जांपल, और अगर वो पाव भाजी कम बनी और वापस अगर पाव भाजी बनानी है क्योंकि कम हो गई है, तो व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड? द रॉ मटेरियल इज रिक्वायर्ड ना, हाँ या ना? चलो पाव भाजी भी छोड़ दो, सपोज आपके घर में आज पकोड़े बने हैं, आलू के पकोड़े बने हैं, आलू भजी, बटाटा भजी, कांदा भजी, चलो जो आपको पसंद है, सपोज वो बना है, कम हो गया, आपको और चाहिए, तो क्या हो जाएगा बेटा? अगर घर में रॉ मटेरियल है तो व्हाट विल योर ममा से, व्हाट विल द वन हु इज कुकिंग एट योर हाउस, वो व्हाट क्या बोलेंगे आपको? अरे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, 2 मिनट में वापस बनाती हूँ, सब कुछ रेडी है. Yes, I know. So that is the way we generally say ना, अरे everything is ready, 5 मिनट का काम है, बेसन भी है, आलू भी है, 2 मिनट रुको बस कट करके वो 2 मिनट में देती हूँ. तो वो कब बोल सकते हैं हम लोग? When can we say that? When we have got the raw material. In the same way, this E. coli will make 2 new cells. जैसे यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो 2 new cells यहाँ पर बने हुए हैं, है ना? So when the E. coli will undergo replication, it will form two new daughter cells. So to make that daughter cells, what is required beta? Raw material is required. From where will they take the raw material? They will take the raw material from the available resource. What is the available resource? The available resource is the medium, the nutrient medium. Get it? So now the nutrient medium में जो है, अभी आपके घर पे जैसे कि आपके घर का आलू खत्म हो गया, तो अगर आपने वो आलू स्पेशल स्टेशन पे जाके खरीद के लेके आए थे बिकॉज़ वो बहुत अच्छे क्वालिटी का मिलता है ना? लेकिन अभी वो खत्म हो गया, सारा यूज़ हो गया, अभी अर्जेंट में आपको चाहिए, तो आपके घर के बाजू में जो नॉर्मल बनिए का दुकान है, आप उधर से लेके आओगे कि नहीं? कि आप जाओगे वापस स्टेशन तक? जो अवेलेबल है बाजू में फटाक से लेके आए, कट किया, मेक इट अगेन। So whatever is available will be taken. In the same way, ये medium में whatever is available will be taken by the E. coli for replication. So what is available? P32 is available in this particular dish. So they will take up P32. In this particular petri dish, S35 is available. They'll take up S35. So whatever raw material is available will be taken up by the E. coli for for the next round of replication. Have you all understood now what is the thing that I'm trying to tell you? हाँ, so अभी हर्षे एंड चेज ने क्या किया, एक पेट्री डिश लिया, उसमें P32 डाला। so ये इकोलाई ने क्या किया, P32 उठाया, डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन के लिए यूज किया। so now the E. coli का DNA is going to have P32. Again after 20 minutes they will replicate. Again what material is available? P32 is available. Use it. Again the next after 20 minutes that will also replicate. So 1 will become 2, 2 will become 4, 4 will become 8, 8 will become 16. Every time for replication, whatever is available will be picked up. Got it? In the similar way, you know, whenever sulfur is available, they'll pick up sulfur for their protein. Did you all understand? Did you all understand now? So here what is available? According to that, they will take it and they will use it. Now this once the virus has started to show its significance, it is now telling this particular E. coli मेरे लिए काम करो। तो उसने क्या किया, ये बेचारे E. coli ने सारे स्पेयर पार्ट्स वायरस के मैन्युफैक्चर किए, फिर सारी एनर्जी यूज कराकर ये वायरस के स्पेयर पार्ट्स को असेंबल किया और वायरस पार्टिकल्स रेडी हो गए अभी E. coli के अंदर। ये होते ही उसने E. coli को ठप मार डाला और खुद बाहर निकल गए। किसके लिए बाहर निकल गए? सो दैट दे कैन इन्फेक्ट द न्यू E. coli. Did you all understand the lytic cycle? This is the cycle that happens in you and me when we get infected with viral infections like normal common cold and cough and fever of viral infection जिसको हम कहते हैं, हमारे में ये लिटिक साइकिल चलती रहती है बेटा। और यही लिटिक साइकिल आपके इसकी भी है, कोरोना की भी यही लिटिक साइकिल है। लेकिन ये जो वायरस पार्टिकल्स मैंने यहाँ पर 2 बताए हैं ना, they make 2 millions in 20 minutes. 2 millions. And then imagine 2 million virus particles means 2 million new cells will get infected. Each 2 million will make more 2 million. You can see the complexity and the multiplicity, how fast and rapid it can spread in our body. Get it? So this is the lytic one. This is the lytic one. So in Hershey and Chase experiment, we have to understand lytic cycle only. Now have you all tried to understand what I'm trying to tell you all with Hershey and Chase? Huh? So in this way, Hershey and Chase has deliberately inserted T2 phages, that is this type of phages, to inject their DNA inside the host E. coli, make more viral particles, and infect more E. coli. Got it? Now the sulfur that was used was incorporated into this virus के जो कैप्सूल बना है ना, ये कैप्सूल के लिए सल्फर यूज हुआ बेटा, क्योंकि प्रोटीन्स यूज होते हैं। तो ई कोलाई ने प्रोटीन्स जब मैन्युफैक्चर किए, तो प्रोटीन्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए उसको जो सल्फर की जरूरत थी, अमीनो एसिड्स की जरूरत थी, तो उसके लिए उसने जो अवेलेबल सल्फर था वो यूज करा लिया एंड वो प्रोटीन से उसने इसका कैप्सिड बनाया। और ये जो डीएनए है ये इसका खुद का बनाया। Got it? And in this way, now when we grew two different types of plates, one having phosphorus, one having sulfur. So what Hershey and Chase are saying that if if phosphorus is found in the cell of the bacteria, that means that means what has happened? It is a part of your DNA, because only the DNA is capable of entering inside the cell, not the entire capsid. While the sulfur is a part of protein, we know the virus coat is made up of protein, and if sulfur is found in the coating, that means sulfur is not the genetic material. Got this now? Clear? समझ में आ गई बात अभी? हाँ, ये देखो, तो ये जो है ये इसका अल्टीमेट कहना ये है. ऑफ कोर्स आई विल एक्सप्लेन, अभी मैं बता रही हूँ तो आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू ऑल द लाइसोजेनिक साइकिल आल्सो. सो लाइसोजेनिक साइकिल में कुछ ऐसे होता है बेटा. लाइसोजेनिक साइकिल में या first I will use red. Lysogenic cycle is something like this way. So this is going to be the bacterial DNA or the E. coli ka DNA, and now this virus ka DNA which has entered inside now will get incorporated over here. This is called as lysogeny. So henceforth in every cell or in every generation, what will happen? A part of viral DNA and a part of bacterial DNA will be observed. You all understand this? So this is called as lysogeny. इसमें है ना, वायरस अपना काम कराता है. वायरस है ना, क्या कराता है? अपना काम कराता है. मतलब उसके पीसेस बनाने के लिए नहीं बोलता है, उसकी असेंबली बनाने के लिए नहीं बोलता है. रादर उसके जो केमिकल्स है, उसके जो टॉक्सिन्स है ना, वो टॉक्सिन्स बनाने के लिए बोलता है. So here you know the toxins will be made in each and every generation of the particle. So जैसे मैं ब्लैक बना रही हूँ ना, उसके बाजू में वो रेड भी है ही, the way I have made it up. Okay, so this is called as lysogeny and the left one is called as lytic cycle. So ये जो है ये lysogenic cycle है और ऊपर जो मैंने बनाई है वो है lytic. So lytic से ही हमारा जो relation है transduction का, it is with lytic and not with lysogenic, but because I have made it now मैं तुम्हें बता रही हूँ. So it is going to be something like a mixture of both bacterial and the viral. Okay, ये देखो, अब जो HIV वायरस है ना बेटा, HIV वायरस है ना, it shows lysogenic life cycle इस तरीके से. So I hope you all have understood. It is both are equivalently harmful beta, but the effect of lytic cycle will be seen in hours or within days, and the effect of lysogenic cycle will take a longer time to show its significance. Yes, even the herpes virus. Yes beta, yes, Omil, you are perfectly right. समझ में आया कुछ कि नहीं आया? What is lytic and what is lysogenic? So these are the two life cycles which are shown by the bacteria, lytic and lysogenic. Good viruses? No, there is no good virus at all. There is not a single virus which is good like how bacteria is good, na? Yes, yes, you are right, Prachi. So just completing this so that you can take a, yeah. So this type of a cycle will be called as lysogenic. Lysogenic cycle, okay? Fine. But we are concerned with Hershey and Chase, that is this one. Got it now? So after understanding this particular thing on the whiteboard, now Hershey and Chase experiment will be very, very simple and very, very easy to learn, right? So अभी देखो, मैं पूरा Hershey and Chase आपको explain करा रही हूँ एक और बार, समझो बेटा इसको. ये दो पेट्री प्लेट्स है, हाँ, एक पेट्री प्लेट में न्यूट्रिएंट मीडियम है जिसमें उन्होंने P32 डाला है। दूसरा पेट्रिप्लेट है जिसमें उन्होंने S35 डाला है। राइट नाउ one plate containing P32, one particular Petri plate, bacteria called as E. coli is allowed to grow. Even in this Petri plate, bacteria called as E. coli is allowed to grow. E. coli over here, अब देखो ये बात अलग है कि along with phosphorus इधर भी सल्फर है, इधर सल्फर के साथ phosphorus है. We have to provide everything. We have to provide a carbon source, we have to provide a phosphorus source, we have to provide a protein source. ये हमें सब कुछ sources add करने पड़ते हैं nutrient medium में to make the bacteria grow. But here what is the speciality? Sulfur is normal, carbohydrate is normal, carbon source is normal, only phosphorus is radioactive. ये प्लेट में क्या है? Phosphorus is normal, carbohydrate is normal, carbon source is normal, but sulfur is radioactive. Okay, now understood. So in this, rest of the composition is the same, but P32. Here, rest of the composition is same, but S35. ये first point दिमाग में clear? Next point. E. coli growing on this medium will use P32. E. coli growing in this medium will use S35. This P32 will be used to make DNA. This S35 will be used to make proteins. Idhar tak clear? Any problem with this third point? So first point, P32 incorporated, S35 incorporated. Second point, E. coli growing uses P32, E. coli growing uses S35. Third point, P32 used for DNA, S35 used for proteins. इधर तक ये 3 points बिल्कुल दिमाग में fit हो गए बेटा. Understood all of you all? No confusion with this? Okay. Now, both the E. coli, let it be the one which has used P32 or let it be the ones which have used S35, both will be infected with T2 phage. तो ये वाला सीन आ जाएगा, ये वाला डायग्राम आ जाएगा जो अभी मैंने ड्रॉ किया है, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so T2 phage आया, बैठ गया E. coli के सेल पे, DNA अंदर आ गया उसका. Okay, now this DNA in this particular petri dish also, in this particular petri dish also, what will they do? They will tell the E. coli cell, make my particles, make my new coats, make my new tail fibers, make my collar, make my DNA. ये सारा कौन बता रहा है उसको? वायरस का डीएनए बता रहा है. किसको बता रहा है? E. coli सेल को. ठीक है, अभी E. coli सेल के पास जो अवेलेबल रिसोर्स है, क्या अवेलेबल रिसोर्स है E. coli के पास? P32 अवेलेबल है, so it will take that P32 for making DNA of the virus. It will take the P32 to make the DNA of the virus. So ये जो वायरस पार्टिकल बाहर निकल आ रहा है ना बेटा, इसका DNA will contain P32. Agreed or not? Agreed or not? So E. coli in this petri dish is manufacturing everything for the P30 for the virus. And what it is going to take up to make the DNA? Whatever is available. What is available? P32 is available. So P32 लेगा, DNA बनाएगा. किसका DNA? किसमें फिट करने के लिए DNA बनाएगा? Inside the virus particle में फिट करने के लिए DNA बनाएगा. Right? तो अभी वायरस के अंदर कौन चला गया? P32 containing DNA चला गया. ये जो particles बाहर निकल रहे हैं ना बेटा, इनके अंदर जो DNA है, it is going to be P32 containing DNA. Understood this till now? Have you all understood this till now? While what will happen in the other petri dish? E. coli is only making the capsid for the virus. ये देखो, इधर आपको capsid दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Now imagine this is for the S35. सो ये कैप्सिड्स है, ये टेल फाइबर्स है, कॉलर है, सब कुछ है। किसका है? ये वायरस का है। कौन मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहा है? इकोलाई मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहा है। व्हाट इज द रिसोर्स अवेलेबल? S35 इज अवेलेबल। S35 लेगा, प्रोटीन बनाएगा, उस प्रोटीन से कोड बनाएगा। Okay, so now the virus particles which will be coming out of the E. coli, what will happen to them? Their coat will have sulfur, but their DNA will be normal because in S35 the P was your normal isotope wala P, not heavy isotope wala P. Did you get me? So in this way, what is going to happen now? These virus particles के coats will have radioactivity. These virus particles का DNA will have radioactivity. Agreed? Now clear? Now, when we centrifuge them, who we scrape the virus and the DNA from this dish, we scrape the DNA and virus from this dish. Then we add, we call it as saline actually. तो एक liquid medium add करते हैं और उसको centrifuge कराते हैं। किनको? ये दोनों टेस्ट ट्यूब्स को सेंट्रीफ्यूज कराते हैं। ठीक है, सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन के बाद क्या हो जाता है बेटा? ये जो बैक्टीरियल कोट्स होते हैं ना, ये लाइट होते हैं, the coats will get separated and they will float above, while the DNA is heavier, it will settle at the bottom. So in one test tube they will get radioactivity at the base, that is in the DNA. So they are saying, since DNA is settling at the base and DNA is having radioactivity, DNA is the genetic material. Now you all try to understand this. अब समझा है कि अभी भी है किसी को कोई डाउट? हाँ, it depends on the virus and they can shift any time. Lytic can become lysogenic, lysogenic can become lytic. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक ही follow करता बैठेगा. They can change anytime. Fine. But Hershey and Chase समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? बोलो अभी. Anyone still having any problem? Now clear? This is very, very important, beta. इसलिए I had to, I know that I need to make this thing enter your minds very clearly without any problems. You should be able to understand this perfectly. Okay? Well, so, DNA, they are not talking about genes. They are talking about the DNA as the genetic material. So DNA is going to have phosphorus, na? So therefore, because there's going to be radioactivity seen in DNA, that means the phosphorus is a part of DNA, which is going to get passed on from generation to the next generation. So it is the DNA which is passed on from one generation to the next and not the protein. Okay, so they just proved that because phosphorus is radioactive and it is found in DNA, it is the DNA which is the genetic material. Got it now? Clear? Yeah. Anyone else who has still any difficulty in this? See, then don't tell me कि हमें नहीं समझा था, हम ऐसे ही फिर चुप बैठे वो टाइम पे। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए बेटा। अभी भी बोलो, अभी भी बताओ। किसी को भी कोई नई पॉइंट समझा है या रिपीट करना है तो बताओ, बताओ। I'm giving you time. Okay. Then what are the properties of the genetic material? Let us see. अगर किसी भी चीज को genetic material हमें कहना है तो what should be the properties? How should be the genetic material? See, it should be chemically and structurally stable. It should not change continuously. It should be stable chemically also and structurally also. The genetic material should be able to transmit faithfully to the next generation as Mendelian characters. So you all already know what are Mendelian characters. So it should perfectly, be transferred from one generation to the next according to the Mendelian characters. The genetic material should be capable of undergoing mutations. Otherwise, evolution would not take place. So it should have chance mutations to occur, not frequent, but for the selection for the survival of the fittest. If it needs to adapt to a particular thing, it should have the capacity to change, mutate, and get adapted. Okay. The genetic material should be able to generate its own kind, means it should be having self-replicating property. It can be concluded after examining the above written qualities that DNA being more stable is preferred as genetic material rather than RNA, right? RNA has free 2' OH, which makes it more labile and easily degradable. Last class, I've already told you what is 2', 3', H and OH. So if you recollect that particular class, you will be sure that at the 2' position of ribose sugar, we have got OH. And at the 2' position of the DNA, we only have H. OH is going to be more reactive. Yes, yes. Corona is an RNA virus. Yes, yes. So it is more reactive. It undergoes frequent mutation, right? Delta plus आया है नया strain. Have you all heard of it? So it is keeping on mutating because it is having 2' OH. है ना? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me, Komal, tell me. Yeah. So in this way, because there is 2' OH, it's going to be more easily, degradable, means it can change, it can alter, it can continuously go on mutating. Therefore, DNA in comparison would be more stable. Presence of thymine at the place of uracil also confers additional stability to DNA. So we know in DNA we have got thymine, while in RNA we have got uracil. Thymine is a better option for stability than uracil. Okay. RNA being unstable mutates at a faster rate. So that is what are the shortcomings of RNA to be accepted as genetic material. But initially it was RNA only which was the genetic material, which mutated, evolved to form the double-stranded DNA. So these are the few properties that have been listed for an ideal genetic material to be present. Okay. What is DNA? DNA is a long polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. So you already know what is deoxyribonucleotides. Last class we have discussed in detail about them. The length of DNA is usually defined as the number of nucleotides present in it. So how many nucleotides are present would define the number of that, would define the length of that DNA. It could be a pair of nucleotide referred to as base pairs. Huh. Yes, my dear, that you might have studied. Sir has completed with your HHD. Uh, हाँ, ह्यूमन हेल्थ एंड डिजीजेस का चैप्टर सर ने पढ़ाया क्या आपको? हाँ, तो बेटा your answer is there in that. This answer is there in that particular chapter. Okay, Komal, you will get a very good answer to this in the chapter called as human health and diseases. Fine. It's a very beautiful mechanism where this particular variants, as you are calling them, how will the vaccine be effective in treating these variants also. A very beautiful answer will come to know in the chapter of HHD. Fine. Yeah. Someone had asked some other question also. It missed. Who was it? I didn't see. I mean, I saw, but by the time I answered, पीछे चला गया. Huh. Does virus mutation depend on the individual immunity and disease of that particular person? To some extent, yes, but it's an inherent property of RNA to mutate. Okay. So, in spite of its conditions or not, it is going to readily undergo mutations. Okay. Well, so then we talk about the DNA. DNA is a long polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. The length of the DNA is usually going to be measured as the number of nucleotides or base pairs. DNA has got two bases opposite to each other which are complementary. So A, T, G, C. ये आपने नाम सुना होगा. A pairs with T, G pairs with C. Right? So that is called as your base pairs. So generally it is referred to as your base pairs in double-stranded DNA. This is also the characteristic of an organism. For example, a bacteriophage known as 5174. This is PHI5. Okay, 5174 has 5,386 nucleotides. Bacteriophage lambda has 48,502 base pairs. So इससे clearly समझ में आता है कि 5174 जो है ये single stranded bacteria virus है, right? क्यों? क्योंकि इसके पास सिर्फ 5386 न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स है, बेस पेयर्स नहीं है. On the other hand, bacteriophage lambda is going to have double-stranded DNA in it, which is going to have 48,502 base pairs. Right? Yes, yes. Not vulnerable. Not vulnerable. Just now, yesterday or day before yesterday only, it has been already claimed that those who have taken Covishield or Covaxin, they are capable enough to take care of this Delta Plus also. They won't be having a problem with it. Yes, yes, yes. You are right, Prachi. बिल्कुल correct. बिल्कुल. Yeah, this has been proven that Covishield Covaxin जिन्होंने लिया है ना, even if they get infected with Delta ना, they won't die. That is the main thing. Like it is not going to be life threatening for those people who have taken the vaccine. That is what now, like nowadays people have like individual, as we call it, as case studies, so or clinical trials as we see. So in case studies in clinical trials, it has been proven that the antibodies after taking first dose are quite enough, good in good numbers for around 56 to 84 days, and therefore you can take the second dose after that. So that has been of Covishield. Covaxin, you have to get injected within 4 to 6 weeks, second dose. But both are showing good, their efficiency index is really good. So no worries with that. But even if you have taken one vaccine, at least that person will be saved from dying, is what is claimed. मतलब इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है मतलब कि आपको इन्फेक्शन नहीं होगा. इवन आफ्टर द सेकंड डोज यू मे गेट इन्फेक्टेड, बट इट विल बी वेरी माइल्ड. योर बॉडी विल बी केपेबल ऑफ कॉम्बैटिंग दैट. तो बहुत ज़्यादा टेंशन वाला चीज़ नहीं है जैसे लास्ट ईयर. 18 प्लस क्या, इट विल सून कम बेटा. बाय अगस्त एंड सितंबर ये आपका नंबर लगने का चांस है. 12 to 18 वालों का नंबर अभी लगेगा वेरी सून. So let's wait for that good news to take place. So once you all get vaccinated, then we can meet in person and conduct our normal lectures. So let's see, let's hope for the best. है ना? Even I'm waiting to see you all. Even I'm waiting to meet you all and conduct live lectures. Live matlab offline lectures with you all. So let's wait and watch. Let's wait and watch. आएगा. August end, September तक आने के chances है for 12 plus. Yeah, let's wait. Anyway, so where are we? So that is what is double-stranded DNA and single-stranded DNA that you'll have to remember. E. coli is going to have 4.6 into 10 raised to 6 base pairs. BP stands for base pairs over here and not your blood pressure. Either BP का मतलब होता है base pairs, right? That is there, but in very, like you have to be very sure with taking it in a government recognized, taking the vaccine in a government recognized booth only. There are, like many thugs है यहाँ पर जो ये bogus सब करा रहे हैं, but ensure that you are going to be injected in a proper government recognized booth. Then these things will not happen. Okay. Well, look at the haploid content of human DNA beta. It is 3.3 to 10 raised to 9 base pairs. Haploid means diploid will be 6.6 into 10 raised to 9. So if the question is asked about haploid content, your answer will be 3.3. And if they have asked about the diploid content of human, it is going to be 6.6. Fine. Wilkins and Franklin studied DNA molecule with the help of X-ray crystallography. So this is a method called as X-ray crystallography, which has helped Rosalind Franklin and Wilkins to get the structure of DNA. With the help of this study, Watson and Crick proposed a double helix model for DNA. So after Rosalind Franklin and Wilkins experiment, Watson and Crick have come up with the final structure of DNA. Okay. For this model, Watson, Crick, and Wilkins were awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1962. तो जो विल्किंस है, इनकी एक कहानी है एक्चुअली, लेकिन जाने दो, वो कहानी नहीं सुनाऊंगी मैं। इसमें देखिए किसको मिला बेटा अवार्ड, किसको मिला है? वॉटसन को मिला, क्रिक को मिला और विल्किंस को मिला। फिर फ्रैंकलिन को क्यों नहीं मिला? रोजालिंड फ्रैंकलिन को क्यों नहीं मिला? ऊपर के सेंटेंस में है विल्किंस एंड फ्रैंकलिन स्टडीड डीएनए मॉलिक्यूल विद द हेल्प ऑफ एक्सरे क्रिस्टलोग्राफी. Watson and Crick used this information and devised the final structure of DNA, for which they were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1962. So along with Watson and Crick, it was Wilkins who got it, but not Franklin. है ना? Anyway, जाने दो, तो वो एक कहानी अलग लेवल की है. According to this model, DNA is composed of two polynucleotides. Yeah, it's actually not even plagiarism, but I actually know what is it. Forget. Again, that's an emotional story. I don't want to make you all emotional. So according to this model, DNA is composed of two polynucleotide chains. So according to Watson and Crick, who have finally devised that particular, structure, they are saying that DNA is a polynucleotide and there are two chains. It's made up of two chains of polynucleotides. Okay. Both polynucleotide chains are complementary and anti-parallel to each other. So अगर एक बोरिवली टू चर्चगेट जा रहा है तो दूसरा चर्चगेट टू बोरिवली आ रहा है, एंटी पैरेलल. डिड यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड? Complementary and anti-parallel. Complementary means A will always pair with T and G will always pair with C. G and T cannot pair, A and C cannot pair or vice versa. Right? So उसको हम कहते हैं complementarity is maintained and they are anti-parallel. So one is moving in this direction, other is moving in this direction. ठीक है? That's called as anti-parallel, according to the structure that is devised by Watson and Crick. A nitrogenous base is linked to the pentose sugar through N-glycosidic linkage to form a nucleoside, which we have already seen, such as deoxyadenosine, deoxyguanosine, deoxycytidine, and deoxythymidine is what we have already understood. Look at this diagram where you will understand this. This is the sugar, right? This is the nitrogen base. So they are saying the nitrogenous base is linked to the pentose sugar through N-glycosidic linkage to form a nucleoside. तो आपने अगर इधर तक ही देखिए बेटा, ये ब्लू वाला देखिए, ये येलो वाला मत देखिएगा. So this is going to be a nucleoside. I have already told you this is 1' 9 glycosidic linkage. अगर आपको याद है तो 1' 9 मैंने आपको बताया था. When a phosphate group is linked to the 5' OH of a nucleoside through phosphoester linkage, a corresponding nucleotide or deoxynucleotide, depending upon the type of sugar present, ribose या deoxyribose will be formed. So here you can see at the 5' end, phosphate is attached. तो ये जो है ना बेटा, ये जो attachment है ना, ये attachment को हम कहते हैं phosphoester linkage. क्या कहते हैं? Phosphoester linkage. It is not diester, it is phosphoester. So to make a nucleotide, there are two linkages, glycosidic linkage and phosphoester linkage. Glycosidic between sugar and nitrogen base, phosphoester between sugar and phosphate. Glycosidic is 1' 9 in case of purine, and 1 prime 1 in case of pyrimidine. While phosphoester is only one phosphoester between 5 prime end of sugar and phosphorus. Correct? Two nucleotides are linked through 3 prime to 5 prime phosphodiester linkage to form a dinucleotide. अभी यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा ना आपको समझना पड़ेगा. What I'm trying to tell you is, देखो ये एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड है. This is the structure of one nucleotide, right? There will be another nucleotide getting attached to the first nucleotide. Where will that attachment be? So that attachment will be at the 3 prime end. So you can see over here, this is one nucleotide. ये देखो, ये sugar 1 prime 9 glycosidic linkage. ये एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड हो गया बेटा, इधर तक समझा? ये देखो, ये दूसरा न्यूक्लियोटाइड है जो इसके पीछे आया है, नीचे से आया है. ये देखो, this is again a sugar. This is again going to be a 1 prime 9 glycosidic linkage. But look over here, my dear. The 3 prime OH of this sugar is attached to the O of this phosphorus, while this O is attached to C of this one. तो ये देखो, ये दो सेम है, ये फॉस्फोएस्टर है, ये भी फॉस्फोएस्टर है, लेकिन ये और एक एस्टर बॉन्ड बना. किधर बना? एस्टर बॉन्ड किधर बना बेटा? Between the phosphate and the 3 prime OH of this sugar. So ये एक ester bond, ये दूसरा ester bond. So this will be called as phosphodiester. Is it clear? So दो ester bonds किधर बनते हैं? If you want, you can note it down. First ester bond is formed between phosphorus and 5 prime of sugar 1. Right? Second ester bond is formed between phosphorus and the 3 prime OH of sugar 1. तो ये देखो, ये एक phosphorus, ये एक ester bond, ये दूसरा ester bond. Therefore इसको हम कहते हैं phosphodiester. ये क्या रहेगा? Can anyone tell me? ये second and third को connect करने वाला है. Is it phosphoester or is it phosphodiester? Look at it. मेरा cursor कैसे घूम रहा है? Is it phosphoester? Is it phosphodiester? Who will tell me? Come on, tell me, is it ester or diester? No? नहीं समझा ester and diester? ये देखो बेटा, ये जो है ना, ये जिधर मैं अभी मार्किंग करा रही हूँ, ये आपका फॉस्फोएस्टर. ठीक है? अब इसके इधर ऊपर कोई है क्या और एक एस्टर बॉन्ड बनाने के लिए? इज देयर एनीवन एट द 5 प्राइम एंड? नो. बट लुक एट दिस, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is also your phosphoester. This is your phosphoester. Again this is going to be your phosphoester बेटा. ये देखो, ये वाला है ना, ये भी एक phosphoester ही है. तो ये एक phosphoester, ये एक phosphoester. एक ही phosphate के साथ दो connections. One connection with the ऊपर वाला sugar, one connection with the नीचे वाला sugar. तो दो sugars को connect कर रहा है. हाँ या ना? तो ये phosphorus जो है वो दो sugars से connected है. एक ऊपर वाले 3 प्राइम OH से और एक 5 प्राइम OH नीचे वाले. हाँ, दिखाई दिया तुम्हें वो? So one ester bond will be between whom and whom? Between 5 prime and the phosphorus, and another ester will be between the phosphorus and the 3 prime of the upper one. So एक ester और दूसरा ester एक ही phosphate के साथ. Therefore it is called as what? Phosphodiester. Have you all understood this now? So my question is, ये वाला जो है, ये वाला जो है, ये वाला, ये बताओ बेटा, ये वाला और ये वाला, Is it ester or diester? Come on, tell me. Is it phosphoester or phosphodiester? जो मैंने अभी सर्कल किया है. Are you all understanding or not? Why no answers? Phosphoester bonds है कि phosphodiester है ये phosphate के साथ? This phosphate is making ester or is it making diester? Come on, tell me. That is what I'm asking you all. This phosphate is making ester bond or diester bond? Yes, exactly. Come on, others. You all are right. Abhi tak answer Preksha, Ishita and Parnavi. All of you all are right with this answer, beta. Come on, others. This phosphorus is making ester bond or is it making diester bond? ये वाले phosphorus की बात कर रही हूँ. Yes, it is going to be very good. Very good. Sonali, you're right. Sonali, you're right. Come on, others. Quickly answer this. This phosphorus is making ester bond or is it making diester bond? बच्चा एस्टर प्लस एस्टर, 2 एस्टर्स इज इक्वल टू डाइएस्टर. हाँ, as simple as that. Ester plus ester is equal to diester. It is always called as a diester bond. But look at this one. Look at the first one. First वाले को बोलो मुझे. Is it going to make only ester bond or is it going to make diester bond? ये पहला वाला है वो. Very good, Manan. Yes. Very good, Arya correct. Manan correct. Arya correct. Come on, others. Ishita correct. First phosphorus जो है, what type of bond will it make? Ester or diester is my question. Very good, Komal. Correct answer. Come on, others. Quickly answer the question. Ashwin? Okay. Okay. Fine. Parnavi, correct. I did not see your answer, but I'm so sorry. Just check. Just type it again. Is it ester or diester for the first one? Preksha, correct. Sonali, correct. No. It's not going to be diester, बेटा. यहाँ पर देखो. एक ही CHO ऐसा एक ही बॉन्ड बना है ना बेटा. यहाँ पर एक CHO बना है, दूसरा CHO बना है, इसलिए इसको हम डाइएस्टर कहेंगे, इसको हम डाइएस्टर कहेंगे, इसको भी हम डाइएस्टर कहेंगे. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वन इज गोइंग टू बी एस्टर and rest all are going to be diester. So where is the ester bond formed and how many diesters are formed? ये क्वेश्चन आपके एग्जाम में बहुत बहुत बार आता है. Okay, so please understand, since this is only one bond being formed, this is your ester bond. Here one ester plus one ester is equal to diester. One ester plus one ester is equal to diester. One ester plus one ester is equal to diester. So in the entire DNA strand, except at the first position, everywhere there will be diesters. Till the end, it will be diester. Correct or not? Have you all understood what is the difference between ester and diester? So suppose I say that the DNA is 200 base pair long. How many ester bonds will be present? What would be your answer? This is a question which has come. If the DNA is 200 base pairs long, how many ester bonds will be present? आपने अभी अभी देखा, ये पूरे स्ट्रैंड में एक ही एस्टर है, बाकी सारे डाई एस्टर्स है या नहीं? अब मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि इट इज 200 base pairs long. How many esters will be present? How many diesters will be present? Come on, tell me. Ester is equal to dash, diester is equal to dash. Come on, quickly. अरे इतना सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. I had thought all of you all will give this answer, which is the wrong answer. Because मैंने थोड़ा सा twist किया ना question को, इसीलिए. No, no. One is wrong. 4 is wrong. Very good. Who is this? Sia. Excellent. Sia, you have got the right answer. Parnavi has got the right answer. Perfect answer by both of these girls. Very good. Congratulations, my dears. Excellent answer. Come on, others, think on these lines. Look at my question again. A DNA is 200 base pair long. How many esters, how many diesters? Both of you, Sia and Parnavi, very good, beta. Congrats. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. Very nice. Others, someone think on this. One answer is wrong, 199 and 1 is a wrong combination. Come on, think on this. क्या हो सकता है? नहीं? अरे बेटा, मैंने बेस पेयर्स बोला है ना, बेस पेयर्स लॉन्ग. 100 डाइएस्टर्स नो. हिमांशु, एस्टर का आंसर करेक्ट है बेटा, लेकिन डाइएस्टर का एक बार सोचो. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं बताती हूँ. ये एक है डीएनए स्ट्रैंड, ये दूसरा है. इधर एक एस्टर बनाता है, इधर एक एस्टर बनाता है. सो दो एस्टर्स बने. सो 200 minus 2. Come on. How many? Exactly. 198 diesters and 2 esters. On one strand there will be one ester. On another strand there will be one ester. So 2 esters minus करने हैं हमें from the diesters. Okay. So always remember, in your DNA there is going to be only one ester formation in one strand. So 2 esters being formed in the 2 strands. So suppose now the question is the length of DNA is 500 base pairs long. How many esters, how many diesters? Come on, now tell me the answer. How many esters, how many diesters in 500 base pairs long? Excellent. Now you got it. Yes. Yes. Sonali is right. Arya is right. Very good. So समझा बेटा, ये ऐसा वाला क्वेश्चन आएगा ना तो टेंशन नहीं लेने का, ये रूल याद रखने का. क्या कि you didn't get it? So simple है बेटा. There are 2 DNA strands moving in opposite direction. One DNA strand will have one ester formation. This DNA strand will also have one ester formation. There are 2. DNA is always double stranded, right? So one ester of this strand, one ester of this strand, minus कर दो total में से. That's it. हमेशा पूरे strand में सिर्फ एक ही ester रहेगा. Rest all are diesters, as I have shown over here. I have circled diesters, right? So only the first formed will be the ester. Rest all are diesters. So DNA being double stranded, one strand will have one ester, second strand will have another ester. So in the total DNA, there will be 2 ester bonds formed in opposite directions. Okay, now got it? Okay. So this is the type of question that will be asked, beta. This is a thumb rule. Do not forget this rule. 100% ये क्वेश्चन आता है, मतलब आता है. तो आपको एस्टर किधर बनता है और डाइएस्टर किधर बनता है ये समझा. तो फॉस्फोरस मॉलिक्यूल एक ही है, एक जगह से उसने ऊपर वाले 3 प्राइम शुगर को पकड़ के रखा है और दूसरे तरफ से उसने 5 प्राइम नेक्स्ट शुगर को पकड़ के रखा है. इज इट ओके? हैव यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड दिस? राइट? सो यू नो लाइक व्हेन नो बेटा, it will be in 500 base pairs बोला ना. base pairs मतलब opposite strands में है. तो 250 इधर है, 250 इधर है. तो 250 minus 1 इधर, 250 minus 1 इधर. So total 500 minus 2. हाँ या ना? यू नो लाइक जब मेरे सर मुझे पढ़ाते थे ना, हमारी क्लास को पढ़ाते थे ना, तो ही यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज से दैट फॉस्फोडाइएस्टर बॉन्ड इज लाइक अ हस्बैंड. He has to be equally attached with his mother also and to his wife also. Both are sugars. मम्मी भी उतनी मीठी है, वाइफ भी उतनी ही मीठी है. उसको एक तरफ से मम्मी को समझ के उसको बताना है, उसको कॉन्फिडेंस में लाना है कि आई एम वरिड अबाउट यू, आई लव यू सो मच. और दूसरी तरफ से वाइफ को भी संभाल के रखना है. सो इट्स अ फॉस्फोडाइएस्टर बॉन्ड who is going to take care of the mother who is the older one, जो ऊपर की तरफ है, 3 prime OH of the earlier generation and 5 prime OH of the current generation is what he used to tell us. Okay, so ये जो है ना, ये वाला, see it's a right angle, one going towards mother, one going towards wife, phosphodiester bond. Okay, हाँ एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली, इसीलिए मैंने बोला था ना कि ये चैप्टर मैं एंड में कराऊंगी. इसको हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझना है. इट्स लाइक मैथमेटिक्स, यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग एंड इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड ना, कुछ पल्ले नहीं पड़ेगा, कुछ भी समझेगा नहीं. करेक्ट. तो इसीलिए मैंने तब भी बोला था कि भाई एकदम से हमें आराम से ये टॉपिक को लेके जाना है, कोई मुझे धई करनी नहीं है, कोई मेरे दिमाग में टेंशन नहीं है, आराम से लेके जाऊंगी इसको मैं. राइट. सो नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड husband, mother and wife, ये वाला phosphodiester. Correct ना? Yes बच्चा. So this is what is your phosphodiester bond. Always remember, rest of the entire DNA strand will be having diesters, only one will be having the ester. Okay, well, so now here more nucleotides can be joined in such a manner to form a polynucleotide. So this is a polynucleotide. A polymer thus formed has at one end a free phosphate moiety. ये देखो, at one end free phosphate moiety, ये फ्री है, ये और किसी के साथ जुड़ी नहीं है, ये फ्री एंड है यहाँ पर. Free phosphate moiety at 5 prime end of the ribose sugar, which is referred to as the 5 end of the polynucleotide. Similarly, at the other end of the polymer, the ribose has free OH end. ये देखो, ये free OH end है जो ultimately next phosphate के साथ combination करेगा. So it's going to have free OH end, which is called as the 3 prime of the polynucleotide. So ये देखो ना, you can see this free OH, 3 prime OH is free over here, 5 prime phosphate is free over here. So this will be called as your 5 prime end of DNA. This will be called as the 3 prime end of DNA. Yeah, it is called as 5 dash end and 3 dash end. Okay. So 5 dash end is free because phosphate is not combining with anyone else. 3 prime end is free because in this case end wala, because it is not having any additional nucleotide attached to it. Fine. The backbone of the polynucleotide chain is formed due to sugar and phosphate. So sugar, phosphate ये पूरा backbone बनाते हैं, which makes the DNA very stable and strong. Okay. The nitrogenous bases are linked to sugar moiety project from the backbone. तो ये जो sugar है ना, ये ऐसे ऐसे project करता है बाहर की तरफ, और इधर phosphate है, यहाँ पर nitrogen है. तो sugar ऐसे आगे की तरफ है, just like a rectangular box, right? Well, then there is something called as Chargaff's rule, but Chargaff's rule में है ना, again there is going to be calculations associated, so I won't go ahead with the calculations today. In the next class I'll explain you Chargaff's rule, but I hope you all have understood the uh, structure of DNA completely and Hershey and Chase experiment. Is there any confusion? Is there any confusion? Simple. यही जो पॉइंट्स है ना बेटा, ये बेस है, ये पूरे चैप्टर का बेस है. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दीज बेसिक थिंग्स, आगे ना बहुत स्मूथ हो जाता है समझना. बट यही नहीं समझाना तो आगे तो हालत खराब हो जाएगी आपकी, और मेरी भी आपको समझाने में वापस फ्रॉम द बेस. सो इट्स बेटर दैट आई गो वेरी स्लो. हाँ हाँ, आई विल. ओके, फाइन. चलो, सो सी यू ऑल इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास इन द नेक्स्ट वीक. टिल देन, study nicely. Okay, bye beta, see you all.